So after a few weeks after pre-ordering, I finally have my JSAUX, or as I've been calling them, JSAUX Split Protective Case for Switch 2. That's what it's referred to on the website. Here it's calling it Shock Absorbent Storage Case. For a while now, pretty much since I got my Steam Deck on launch, I've been using the JSAUX ModCase for the Steam Deck, and I really like it. I really like the shape. I really like the versatility. The stand is great. The original stand was actually it ended up getting very loose, and they replaced it for free, no questions asked, no shipping paid or anything like that. So I have mentioned that I was getting this case to some other friends of mine, and they said, "Oh, I heard such and such about this company that kind of put a bad taste in my mouth." I personally haven't heard any of these issues. I personally haven't had any issues with them, and the quality's been great. I remember when it was either this case or the dbrand kill switch case for the Steam Deck, and dbrand had some major design flaws with the kill switch case that were causing issues, and they had to ship out new units after a redesign and everything. And I felt pretty happy with this purchase, and it's still going strong. I still really like it. They are making a mod case for the Switch 2. I believe it's out now. But I decided to go with the Split Protective Case because the Split Protective Case is allegedly dock compatible. We'll see about that. dbrand apparently also has a kill switch case for the Switch 2, but there's been all these issues with the Joy-Con grips from the case, causing the Joy-Cons to detach very easily. I don't know if that'll be a problem with this one. Honestly, I haven't done an unboxing video in probably like 10 years, but this is so new. You know, I pre-ordered it, and I just received my order today, and I haven't seen anyone talking about having this case. So I figured people would be curious about it, and you know, it's something good to have for posterity. If it's bad, then, you know, I'll have to find something else. But my goal is to have something that feels like a Steam Deck while still being fully dock compatible. And I know dbrand's kill switch case, even once they fix whatever issues it's having, is technically dock compatible, but it's with a little adapter bar. This is supposed to be dock compatible straight into the regular dock. So again, we'll see if that's actually the case. I really hope it is. I hope I gamble on JSAUX again, and it pays off, but we will have to see. So let's open this up. The box definitely got really beat up. They just shipped it from China in a bubble mailer. I bought this directly from their site. Hopefully everything, I mean, it's made to be durable ideally, so hopefully everything's intact. I don't really care about keeping the box for a case, you know, for a console. You know, my delusions do not go that far. Keeping the box for a console, sure, but keeping the box for a case for a console, that's a bit too far even for me. All right. So we have here our cover, which looks really nice. Storage for up to 10 Switch or Switch 2 cartridges. They have the same footprint as far as I'm aware. USB-C port on the top of that cover. Very nice. And this thing only cost $30. So if this works out, this is a steal. Okay, so this feels very thin here. The plastic here is very thin, but I kind of expected that. If it's dock compatible, this part has to be incredibly thin. The part that actually attaches to the console body has to be incredibly thin. So It looks nice. I don't like these fake screws. I think we could do without those kinds of accents, but hey, and I can already tell this is weighty. This has some weight to it, which I like. So I've found that the Switch 2 is actually is a bit less comfortable than the Switch 1 for me. And the Switch 1 was pretty uncomfortable. But the Switch 2 is equally thin, I believe. But the Joy-Cons on the Switch 2 are taller. So, I got my Switch 2 here. So on the Switch 1, the Joy-Con would sit more in the meat of my hand. And here, I have to hold it more like this. More straight on, you know? Which I find kind of uncomfortable. But I don't know. Let's get going. We'll wipe that off. Hopefully these new grips do fix those comfort issues I've had. And I do have a matte screen protector on here. I could put a link in the description, but it's just a generic one. I got one of the ones with the applicator. That's the first time I've ever done one of those, and that was actually a really nice process. I think I'll do that for every screen protector I apply going forward. Alright, so just popping on the back here. It feels a little flimsy down here. Very easy to get off, for sure, if you're trying. But I don't feel like I can get it off super easily from the top. So it would really be if you're picking at it down here. But I don't know how easy that would be to accidentally remove. That'll be the real question. And we got the Joy-Con grip. Doing this without looking at any of the documentation, but that actually feels like a pretty tight fit. You have to kind of slide it in to get it in there. But that feels tight, and that feels really nice in the hand. Oh my god. I wonder if that'll feel good in mouse mode. I kind of don't think it will. Let's see if I can show this one off a little better now that I know what I'm kind of doing here. So you slip it in so that the trigger is in, and then you kind of spin it like that. Yeah, that feels nice. That does not feel like it will accidentally come off. That is great. So far, so good. I'm pretty happy with this thus far. So let's see. Joy-Cons on. Oh Lord. Oh, that feels a lot better. I mean, the profile of that grip, you know, compared to the Steam Deck, and this is more or less just a rubberized coating on what already is there for the Steam Deck, but the profile of that grip, it's not quite as thick, but it is a far cry better than the Joy-Con by itself. A far cry better. So I'm not seeing any dbrand-ish issues with removing, you know, wiggling and trying to... Because this was the issue apparently with dbrand, is you can just hold from one Joy-Con and release the console and have it plummet to the ground. And then in terms of removing the Joy-Cons, that feels as easy as normal. You know, no issue there. Yeah, I like that quite a bit. I like that quite a bit. Let's see, let's get our favorite Switch 1 game in here. See how that feels. Super Mario 3D All-Stars, of course, everybody's favorite Switch 1 game. That's not my favorite sound. This might mark up the side of your cards if that's something that concerns you. It's pretty tight. Jeez, that's really tight. Yeah, I mean, that will wear down over time, but it will also wear the cards down over time. If you care about the aesthetics of your cards, you might not be in love with this. I don't think I mind. I don't think I'm too worried about it personally, but let's see how this fits on. So if it's like the Steam Deck case, it should just go on like that and then pop on. And it does. And it feels good and secure. It covers the triggers. You can't detach the Joy-Cons while the lid is on, which is good. Oh, and we still have access to the stand, which is great. So, I mean, with my Steam Deck, I always just have my Steam Deck, you know, when I'm using it, especially when I'm like installing emulators or something, I always just have it sitting there like this with the ModCase stand. So, definitely having a case for the Switch 2 that keeps full access to that original stand is crucial. Alright, and now the final test. Will it fit in the original dock as advertised? I really, really hope so, because this is a huge win otherwise. This feels great. So let's see. Oh my god, it fits. It feels a little tight maybe, but it definitely fits. Oh, it looks like you have to kind of push it up a little bit. Maybe. I don't know, maybe I just got stuck in a weird way. Yeah. That is awesome. That rules. I am super pleased with that. Yeah, still have access to the game card slot. I don't know what else to say. This is pretty much exactly what I wanted, and this is exactly what I got. And for $30, I don't see why you would really do anything else. Oh, I was playing 4-player last time I was playing this, so. Oh, that feels so much better. Oh my god. Because I can really, like, have it in the meat of my palm, you know? Wow. Well, with dbrand's issues with their pricing, I honestly think they're going to have a hard time competing with the Split Protective Case for Switch 2, or Shock Absorbent Storage Case, whichever name this goes by. I really do think dbrand is going to have a hard time competing with this product at this price, and it seemingly just working out of the box. No problems that I can see in these first impressions. If I run into anything, I'll be sure to pin a comment to let you know. This has been a totally unsupervised quick impressions video. I bought this myself. I don't have any kind of following, so there's no way that JSAUX would know or care that I'm doing this video. But, you know, if you found this helpful, let me know. Subscribe. I'm kind of trying to do more YouTube videos now. I'm a little disparate on what I'm actually doing, but I'm going to open source next week, and hopefully I'll be uploading some videos from that. So look forward to that, and if you have any questions, just let me know. Until next time, see you.